feel like I should feel like I should feel like I should feel like I should go. Go. Feel like I should go. Feel like I should feel like I should feel like I should feel like I should go. Feel like I should go. Feel like I should feel like should feel like should feel like I should.
I saw that Terrible Rankins, what his girlfriend there? What the fuck is going on? Terrible Rankins, his girlfriend, found not guilty there, or no charges dropped for killing whatever the boy's name is, Hannah Cobb and Terrible Rankins, whatever the fuck his name is. I hope it was all worth it, nigga. You say you rather fuck a dog, you know. I understand, my nigga. So she put your ass in the ground, you know, and charges dropped. Let me see if we can find. I saw that on Twitter this morning. I said, well, I'll be damn. I mean, I'm sure he went out happy though. You know, he's like, fuck it. I'd rather go out like this than be with one of these nasty, fat, black, hard ass women, as these people keep saying on the interviews here. And so, yeah, you know, he got what he wanted. He got it in spades there. Hannah Cobb dropped that nigga. Let's see if I can find it. Where is it? It's Terrible Rackets. I know I got it here. Otherwise, I just have to go in order here. You know, I had my business meeting this morning, and I was telling my business partner, I said, yeah, fucking hell yeah, I went to jail, you know, fucking. And the only people down there were, you know, old niggers. They didn't arrest any young niggers these days. And I said, well, you know, the one beautiful thing, maybe if there's anything that come positive out of this, is that I showed niggers how to go to jail. And so we have no more excuses. I've taken all the excuses off the table, niggers. This is, you don't have to end up like this, nigga. You don't have to end up like this, you fucking niggers. Glory hallelujah. That's your Kang, that George Floyd. He didn't know how to go to jail like John Galt. He wanted to resist the fucking police, so they sent him on. You got a hero out there, nigger. You got a hero at George Floyd there, and again, you see the fucking governor of Minnesota, or the mayor, or whatever the fuck it is. Man, they just show you how disgusting blacks are. Got this fucking white man down on his knees to a fucking drug addict. Nigga that done been to jail many, many times. He just didn't want to go that day. He couldn't do like John Galt and just go in at the motherfucking jail and come right back out. Nigga want to do what the fuck he want to do. And that's the thing with these blacks. You know, it's really fucking so tiresome. They want to do what they want to do all the motherfucking time. And you know, I showed you guys this video last night, these funky ass blacks. And you know, I would love to ask a nigga like Stanley some shit like this. Stanley, if the white folks had passed curfews and all these things, basically telling your black ass that we don't want the children that you raise in our neighborhood, that if your children cause this kind of police response, wouldn't you tell your child, son, them people don't want you there. Why don't you stay close to home? But you got traveling packs of black who have so destroyed their own neighborhood and have no shame. They have no shame that they will go to other neighborhoods where they are clearly wanted. These people have passed curfews saying, we do not want you niggers around. And it really just shows you, like, the problem with blacks is that even when they're not wanted around, they keep coming back around. They're unwilling to create an area of their own. They just keep coming back around you. They should be embarrassed. All these nigger parents who let their children go down there, nobody wants to be around the parents either. It's not just the children. It's the parents too. Because if I don't want your children around, then don't I not want you around at the same time? I don't want you around either. And it's just really amazing that the blacks show up. And I talked about it last night. There are no stores here for these blacks. Intentionally. They didn't build anything here intentionally for black kids or children, solely to keep the niggers' children away. And yet the blacks show up anyway. And they have nowhere to go, and where they show up, and they just hang out in front of the fucking CVS. The fucking CVS. They're not even outside. This is the CVS. The blacks are hanging out in front of. There's probably a CVS closer to home, but they want to come close to the white man's, his neighborhood. They don't want to be in the ghettos where they fucking live. Yet they don't want to solve that problem. It is truly a mental illness. You hear Stanley says, acknowledges that I live in a 70% white neighborhood. But he can't tell you why. And then niggas start telling you about the motherfucking trees. You said, man, these blacks really are mentally fucking ill. Who the fuck ever moved to a neighborhood because of the fucking trees? But that's what this black has convinced himself. Black's convinced. I moved to the neighborhood because of schools. Now, what made the schools in your neighborhood so fucking bad that you couldn't stay there anymore? You see the blacks here on video, their whole life they have to dig their head in the sand and act like they don't see things. And in this video here, the black ugly bitch, the black bitch that probably looks in the mirror every day and hates, she has to hate what she sees. She has to hate what she sees. And she told me, just look away, Jungle. You're not supposed to see it. You're not supposed to know. Then she said, well, what are you doing for the neighborhood? She's big. She's black. She's ugly. Probably very low IQ. And when she heard me mention the race, although she at the same time, the fucking nigger told me that race does not exist. That's what she told. She said race don't exist. Race don't exist. Well, why the fuck do you care if I said black then? Right? They live a life of a contradiction. They can't rid themselves of their black skin. And I asked the question, even if they could, their behavior will still be there. That's why I asked the bitch, look at this ugly nappy head, hat to the back bitch. Can't even fucking wear her uniform right. And I asked this nigger bitch, why the fuck do you think you're here with a bulletproof vest and a gun? It's because of niggers. They didn't build this for niggers. The niggers came, and then they brought your black ass in with bulletproof vests, military-like fatigue.
I'm tired of them.
I'm tired of them. Who is them? Who is them? It's, listen.
These disorderly juveniles.
Juvenile? You talking about these little black kids? Why you don't call them black kids? Why you don't call them black kids? And that's when the nigger turned on me. When I put the mirror to her face. But every day she got to go to work dressed up like a man nappy head nigga with a ball cap on, boots and shit. This ugly, fat, black, nasty. Look at this ugly ass nigga. Look at this ugly ass nigga. Look at him. Don't she know? And I was telling my business partners this morning, I said, look, we need to go hard on these fucking niggers. Fuck them. Let's run roughshod over these fucking niggas. And my women business partners, they said, well, but why, John Gall? I said, man, fuck these niggas. Fuck them all. You got these ugly black retard bitches talking shit to me. Bitch, and then in a week or so, a nigger like you would be calling me looking for a place to live. Yes, you do, because I rent them motherfuckers like you. Black security guard, African niggers, this African nigger. But he did say something. The African nigga, I want you to listen to what the African nigga said.
What you argue about, sister? They got a team take over there tonight.
They go. These pronoun speaking niggers. As I said last night, it's really amazing to see niggers that can barely grasp English. Now they're using all these fucking pronouns to describe bad black behavior. Right? I don't call them niggers. Fucking niggers. These motherfuckers really make me sick, bro. They really, really, really make me sick. And again, what makes me sick, you said we get it already. Yeah. What really makes me sicker than anything? Oh, shit. Yo. Yo, you on with John Gall here.
Yeah.
Hold on for a minute. Let me see if I can get you on the road real quick.
I'm not trying to be on live, bro.
Man, I went down to the Navy. I got fucking arrested yesterday. Can you believe that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you on live right now or no?
Yeah, I'm on live right now.
You said you got arrested?
Yeah, I got arrested.
For what?
I said to the security guard that working at CBS, he said, I'm so tired of these kids or youth. And I said, who, the black kids? And she said, why are you talking about black kids? I said, well, they black, ain't they? Why are you talking about black kids? She started screaming and hollering at me like I'm the motherfucking problem. I said, what you doing in the community to help solve these problems? So a black police officer comes over to me. Now, I'm not riding my scooter. I'm sitting on my scooter. He said, you got your scooter on the sidewalk. We're going to arrest you for sitting on your scooter on the sidewalk. Now, the YNs, they're outside past curfew, staring the police down, riding on stolen divvy bikes or whatever the fuck them little bikes are, cussing at the police. Police do nothing. And so I said to myself, you know, and I'm going to ask you this question. If you had a child going to an area where he clearly was not wanted, would you allow your child to go?
No.
Well, why do you think blacks allow their children to go somewhere where they clearly are not wanted? Do you have any idea? Like, it's like tiresome behavior. Like, if I bring out the fucking police force, a whole battalion, and I say, get the fuck away from me, niggers. Bring out the police, I put curfews on the niggers. And yet the niggers still go. What is it about blacks that make them do that? Why do they feel like they just have to belong? That's a very dishonorable people that will send their children out unattended to somewhere that they know they are not wanted. That is what I say is the problem with blacks. I don't think any other race of people would do that, bro. I don't think he laughs. And that's when you know you got the blacks on the rope. They start to giggling. Because I haven't seen anything fucking funny. What other race of people would send
Let me
their...
stop you right there.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stay on much longer. But so you think you've been a teenager in the past, right? So oftentimes teenagers do shit that they're told not to do.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times. So for you to say, oh, their parents are sending them out, bro, like, let's just pretend, let's just assume their parents told them, hey, don't go down to Navy Yard or waterfront, wherever the should have. Like, oh, a teenager is going to do what the teenager is going to do, regardless of what the parents or the police or the governor or the mayor or anyone else told them.
So why aren't there white teens down there? There are white teens that live in D.C.
Well, I don't know if there were or weren't. Do you know that?
Yeah, there were. I didn't see any white teens. But here's the bigger question. It was reported on the news that the black parents picked up their black children from Navy Yard. So they came down there in cars and they picked their children up. So they knew that the children were there. And yet, a week later, they're back again. Why do the blacks keep forcing themselves, even the children? Why can't they be happy in the ghettos where they live? Why do they have to go to white areas? Areas like they love the ghetto, they love the rap music. Why can't they just play that in the ghettos? Because clearly nobody wants them down there. There's no. Is there a McDonald's down there? Is there? I don't know if I've seen one.
Where Navy Yard?
Yeah. Is there a McDonald's there?
Well, there used to be, not anymore though.
Not anymore. There is nothing there for them intentionally. Yet the blacks keep coming, and they're reduced to standing in front of CVS, nigga. And even CVS got armed guards. Nobody wants them around. Nobody wants their presence. Yet they keep showing up. And what they're doing is making people.
Hey, why didn't you say that wasn't your moped or bike?
Say what?
Why didn't you say that wasn't your moped?
Man, I wasn't about to argue with the people, man. You know, they like, bro. Like, here's the interesting thing. Now I'll get to that later because that's another.
Did they impound it?
Yeah, I got to go pick it up. And that's another interesting thing that I'll get to you about blacks. See, the rot runs deep, my friend. The rot runs deep. And so, so one of the things, be brave. And, you know, we've talked about this as well. You remember the nigga Noah you tried to whip into shape to be a dog walker.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just scatterbrain. Remember that? Nigga was scatterbrain, right? And so while I'm down here at Navy Yard, the CVS employee, security guard, they got 2 armed security guards. And I'm talking about with semi-automatics, not revolvers. She's all outside in the street preaching to the teens. Instead of being in the job inside the CVS or on the premises securing the store, she's trying to preach to the teens. These are not her children. She's trying to preach to them. Her and the African nigger, instead of doing their jobs. See, this is one of the problems that blacks have in the workforce. No one wants to talk about it. You can't measure it. They're so easily distracted from their jobs that, hey, man, why aren't you working? Oh, man, I had to go smoke me a cigarette. And then he see somebody he know, and he talking to her for 30 minutes while they smoking a cigarette. He walked away from the job. These 2 niggers, security guard niggers, and you could hear the black woman. And you know what kind of neighborhood Navy Yard is? It's a affluent neighborhood. It's expensive to live over there, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And you got this black security guard who works for CVS, dressed like she's in battalion fatigues, screaming at the top of her lungs to the children. She's not letting the police handle it because she's so afraid that they're going to rough the kids up, that she's telling them, keep your hands to yourself. And she's screaming at the top of her lungs. CVS will have to get rid of this black because I could have lured this bitch over here and while somebody else went in and looted the store. Both of the black security guards left the store to go and try to advocate for the black teens. She's screaming, keep your hands to yourself. Yeah, she's trying to teach to the black teens by screaming at them. And she's big, fat, ugly herself. These could possibly be some of her children, right? If she has any, right? Some nigga done fucked and ran off and left her with the ugly ass children. They could be some of her children, right? And again, like, nobody wants them around. Yet they keep forcing themselves on people. And you say it's just teens, huh? I say it's blacks. Let me see if I can put you on Bluetooth. I want you to hear this.
Hey, real quick. I don't take no pleasure, but remember I was telling you, man, fucking around with them. I know it really wasn't started with the police, but damn there.
Say what?
He called over the police, or they happened to just be around?
Well, no, what happened? So the police went around, and you know how in DC they make the blacks police make work jobs for the police. They say, hey, just go sit right here.
Yeah.
Right? And
they're
so
out in front of the CVS.
Say what?
They're out in front of the CVS in their car.
Right. So, but they out of the car. They just standing up, right? Because I mean, they're police cars everywhere, bro. All up and down M Street.
Yeah.
This is the response to blacks, right? This is why you can't have anything around blacks because, like, this is not sustainable, right? Like, you can't do this week in, week out, right?
Overtime and shit.
Right, police overtime, right? You can't do this weekend, right?
Yeah.
Right. Sooner or later, CVS or somebody says, hey, man, like, look, my customers don't even like coming here. People, no matter of fact, would you want to live like this on the weekends, bro?
Yeah, hell no.
Hell no, right? Like, bro, I'm telling you, from the time you hit, like, maybe First and M or whatever the fuck the streets are,
Yeah.
it's police, like you, like, it looked like maybe like a terrorist attack. That's what it looked like. Mm-hmm.
Hey, your other question about how come they keep going to the why don't they stay there? I've talked to you about this. People like nice things, man. Like,
right, I understand. And so what I'm saying to you is that the blacks can't. What I'm saying to you is that the blacks cannot build or maintain nice things. How many neighborhoods have they destroyed since you've been here? Chinatown, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Navy Yard, Waterfront.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, this is, partially the whole COVID time frame. This is probably not unique to DC or anything.
But it's unique to blacks.
Well, you're saying that. Okay.
Well, before COVID, they had to put a mosquito machine down in Chinatown. Do you remember that? It was to chase away the blacks. You remember that? You may not have been, but they put a noise meter down there that presumably only teenagers could hear. And that was to keep the blacks away. And then the blacks complained that was racism. But it's all this jumping through hoops. Instead of just calling the baby ugly, no one wants the blacks around with their current behavior. Why is that so fucking hard to say and understand? I don't fucking get it. Like, nigga, if I was a young boy, I promise you, my nigga, if I was met with that kind of fucking police force, I'd go somewhere else. What the fuck am I just gonna stand around outside a fucking drugstore for? Why would I do that? Or do they not have any other interest in this great big city of DC? There are millions of things to do on a Friday night. The mayor had an event for teens last night. Why would they rather just go fucking stand like a lump on a log in front of a store? It's that their minds are empty, bro.
So what did they arrest you for? What was the actual
Scooter on sidewalk. Scooter on sidewalk.
And that's arrestable?
I guess so. I guess so. I don't know. I guess so. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, I guess a lot of stuff does have jail / fine / whatever.
But you know what's interesting, bro?
It's okay. How long were you in the station for?
Out. Out of that.
How long?
Yeah, you know what's interesting, bro? Yeah. You know what's interesting, bro?
Did they put you in front of a judge? Hold up. Did they put you in front of a judge?
Fuck no, bro.
Did they fingerprint you?
Yeah, they have to do that.
Damn. So you back in the car, they took you to the station, they booked you, and that whole process, and you were back out on the street after 1 hour?
Yeah.
What the fuck was the point of it?
Yeah. Well, and see, that's where I get to the next point. Like, bro, I've tried to hire blacks to work for me. You do know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And whenever I would hire them, if I stepped away, it came back. They talking to my tenants. They doing something I didn't tell them to do, so on and so forth, right? And it's like, bro, dude, I had you come over here and paint, not chit chat with my tenants. You understand? Right? I've told you these things before. And so they had a line of police officers, basically a wall of police officers between the teens and the CBS to keep the teens out of the CBS. Now, this was right at curfew or right beyond curfew at this point. And so one of the black officers...
Just for clarification, is that curfew extension Navy? I thought it was waterfront.
I don't know. Navy or waterfront, I don't know. I know waterfront. But either way it goes, right? They're there, right? And they're basically saying to the black team, we don't want you here, right? And again, like, the onus is on the blacks to create something for their children. Would you say that's fair? Or is it on the government?
The parents, yeah.
Right. The onus is on the parents. And the black parents, blacks in general, I don't give a fuck if they got children or not, because you don't have to have children to open up stores and spaces that are fun for children. They can't do it in their neighborhoods. Would you say that's fair? They can't do it. It seemingly is impossible for them to do. Would you say that's fair?
No,
Well, these black kids.
There's daycare and whatnot.
Right. Daycare, but these children are beyond daycare. I'm talking about the things that draw them to the Navy Yard. The blacks can't build that in their own community to make their children want to stay in their own community. They can't build a clean, nice, safe community. And so their children go out seeking what their family, their fathers, their forefathers can't build. So many blacks have run to white neighborhoods. How the hell can the blacks build anything anywhere? They're all scattered about. There are enough white people to build something anywhere, right? But the blacks can't build anything anywhere. That's just been my observation. I have not seen one nice area of DC where the blacks like to go and shop and have dinner. I interviewed a black bitch, the other day. And she lives in Congress Heights. She lives right around the corner from me. Guess where she goes to shop?
Navy.
Virginia. She goes to shop in Virginia.
Like when you say shop, what are you talking about?
For groceries. I asked her, I said, do you go to the grocery store around the corner? She says, no. I go to Virginia and shop.
Really?
She said the grocery store is like a club. It's too much security.
Mm.
And she's talking about the one that I go to right around the corner. And see, this is how the black mind works. She said it. The grocery store is like a club. It's too much security. But the black mind never takes that next logical leap to say, well, why do they need all this fucking security? Is it because of people that look like me, that steal and kill and beat up people in the grocery store? Is that possibly why they need? The niggas can never get there. It's just like when I told the black security guard, are they black teens or are they just teens? That nigga went to tell me that race doesn't matter. There is no such thing as black. And I'm saying to myself, nigga, all these welfare benefits and laws that you done got passed because you're black. And now when you see bad black behavior, you want to tell me that there is no such thing as black. It's an American thing. That's what people are fucking sick of, man. The blacks are willing to call out whites. They're willing to call out Hispanics or whoever the fuck else. But they're not willing to call, they don't even want to see their own black problem. This black lady was telling me ain't no such thing. But I bet you if I asked her 20 minutes later, are you black? Yeah, I'm black. Hell yeah, I'm black. It's a mental illness, bro. And this is why I pondered about a week ago. I said, how many blacks do you think, if the government could come up with the research to permanently bleach black people's skin white, how many blacks do you think would go for it? They really think it's their skin. I'm saying it's their behavior within, nigga. It doesn't matter what color they are. They think it's their color. Like, you know how simple and dim-witted you got to be to really believe that someone dislikes you solely because of your fucking color. Seriously? Honestly, bro, do you think anyone dislikes blacks because of their color? Seriously. Say what?
They don't care for them. I mean, dislike, probably not dislike, but not caring for them, yeah.
Do you think this is because of their color? Like their skin complexion?
Sure,
Okay. So you think for some people, and I'm assuming you're not just talking about white people, you're talking about other people as well, correct? Koreans, right?
Mm-hmm.
That they look at a black person and they see their skin and it's brown and they immediately do not like them. Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying they don't care for them.
Don't care for them.
And
okay.
then
Say what?
Yeah.
Go ahead. Okay.
Yeah, they don't care for them. They don't care for them. And then,
okay. All right.
There's a whole bunch of other factors that now can change it into dislike. Yeah.
Okay. Into dislike, right?
It's kind of like it's kind of like a female. She's not your type. You don't care for her. You just kind of, don't care for her.
Now, why do
then the other factors on top of that now making you dislike her. That makes sense.
Now, let me ask you this question. Why do you think just initially that people don't like black people's color, the skin color, or don't care for it, whatever the word you use? Yeah, whatever the word you use. I don't want to get hung up on that. So whatever the word you use, why do you think people initially feel like that just based on their color?
Just that's not their preference. That's it.
Okay.
Kind of like a, female or something, That's kind of how that's the analogy I'll use.
So do you think that the black behavior contributes to people not liking black.
Yeah, exactly. Then beyond not caring for them, now all the other factors now start factoring in whether you like them or whether you dislike them.
Yeah.
So so all those other things now start contributing one way or the other.
Do you think it would be beneficial if we do you think it would be beneficial? Like, do you think blacks would go for it if we could come up with some research to permanently change black people's skin to a color that people don't necessarily dislike? Do you think that would be worthwhile for a lot of blacks?
No.
I mean, if they change their color, you're not going to mistreat them anymore, correct? It's strictly off their color.
Well, no, I didn't say that. That's not what I said.
But okay, so let's repeat what you said again. You said that there's some people that don't care for black people because of their skin complexion.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that some people don't care for Hispanics because of their skin complexion?
Yeah.
Do you think that some people don't care for whites because of their skin complexion?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So it seems like this is just a universal thing. So it's not something that affects one person over the other.
Right, correct.
Okay. So everything being even then, it's the black behavior that's really separating them. Right? Would you say that's fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
right.
Yeah, that's
right.
Now, when you talk about population size and whatnot, it might behoove you to be in the majority or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like if we're saying they don't care for them, well, it might behoove you to be in the section where more people might have a care for you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, the behavior and all these other factors are now gonna manifest into someone getting disliked or mistreated or what have you.
Would you say that police response to the black kids in Navy Yard is the people saying that we don't want these kids there?
Well, of course, they don't want them there unsupervised.
And do you think it's do you think it's based upon their race? So what do you think it's based upon?
Their age.
Their age. Okay. What about
clearly there's not a curfew for a 25-year-old,
do you
or 30-year-old?
Do you think it's based upon their behavior?
Correct. Yeah, their youth, the behavior that youth portray is unwanted, unsupervised.
The behavior that black youth portray? Is that what you say?
The behavior that youth portray unsupervised is not wanted after a certain time.
Do you think this is just a youth thing or a black thing?
A youth thing primarily. I mean, otherwise the curfew would be a little more descriptive, a little more encompassing. They specifically are talking about youth over, whatever the age group is. I don't know what the age is.
So if it were a black thing, what do you think the curfew would say?
Well, I mean, we're in the United States of America. I don't think they would be able to say it was a black thing enough.
Okay, so it could be a black thing, but they just can't say it. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Do you think this is a black thing? Here in DC, you live in DC, do you think this is a black thing? They can't say it, people. They can't admit it. It's too hard. They can't say it. I understand. I understand, my nigga. I understand, my niggas. I understand. I understand. He can't say it. He couldn't say it. I got you. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're in on a. I think you
fill me in on the details of that arrest.
I think you're in on a perfect note, my friend. A perfect note.
Yeah, we're gonna end right.
And therein is again, the problem. That's a real serious problem. You hear the conversation. He can't admit that it's a black thing. He wants to say that they're youth. It's the age. He wants to dance all around and be all smart with his answers and shit. But in reality, it's a black thing. He knows it. But there are reasons why he can't say it. And it's probably some of the similar reasons why Stanley can't say. And that's a very big problem. That is the 70% problem that Be Brave talks about right there. We just had one on the phone, 70%er. We had a lady right here in the video. They don't want to hear the word black. It shames them. It embarrassed them. Dolomite says, I'm just amazed at the black kids triggering how fast those niggas did a 180 turn. Yeah. It very much is. And that is what I'm saying. And it wasn't just the security guards. It was the customers coming out of the store. They all was talking shit to me. Like, they don't want their bad behavior videotaped or shown. They don't want it seen. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's right. You've seen people that, I mean, they pay money to, when I've been up on panels, they pay money even before I can even say anything. And so, look, I was telling my business partners this morning, I said, man, we need to fuck these niggers up. Fuck them up. They have nowhere else to go but me. I just start fucking these niggers up, like fucking them up, showing them niggers, like niggers between me and the homeless shelter. Let me see if I call my business partner here. On the road. And I just said, we'll just fuck these people up. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start off with the first nigga. So I can fuck him up real good. Yeah, I was telling my business partner, I said, we have security guard tenants. We got a big black African one from the Congo. He's a man though. And I would probably end up, this type of bitch would be coming to me looking for a place to live. And I said, man, I just show no more mercy on these motherfucking niggas, right? Just go hard at them, fuck them, price them hard. Price them hard. They want to ask me what the fuck I'm doing for the neighborhood. I'm renting your black ass. Right? I'm probably one of the few that will rent. Like this guy that just got off the phone. He's a fucking landlord. He won't rent to these niggas. He'll make up excuses for them. He get on the phone. He won't call them black. But somehow he figures out a way not to rent the fucking niggas. He won't do it. And it's just so also very interesting. And as Dolomite said, like, you look how fast they jumped on me. And, again, I went into jail. I was really amazed to see this. There were no young people in jail. I didn't see any. Now, I'm going to rent to the security guards. Here, I'm going to take their money, but I'm going to, like, all the blacks, I'm putting the tariff on these blacks. Fuck that. You nigga clip it if you like it, huh? Try to prove I'm putting it, but I'm telling you now, you blacks, I'm putting a tariff on you niggas, all you niggas. All you fucking niggas. You want to place a rent for me, nigga, the price going up. Starting today. Since you want to defend these niggas and ask me what I'm doing for the fucking community while you screaming at these blacks, making excuses for them, price going up for you black niggas. All you niggas.
Coming into the neighborhood, but you could see the traffic. You can see the police cars. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 5 right there. Hey, look at this shit right here. Guys, damn. Will you look at this shit right here? What the fuck? Look at this shit right here. This is the epicenter of the team takeover here in Washington, D.C. Team takeover, huh?
Yeah, and that is very interesting, though, man. And see, Be Brave talks about this all the time, and it's a very serious problem. Like, the blacks can't just do their job. This woman was a fucking security guard. And as I cross the street, you can hear this nigger just screaming like she's in the ghetto. And you see all these nice buildings. AOC lives around here. Alexandria, whatever, Ocasio, she lives around here, about 3 or 4 blocks away. This is a very affluent neighborhood. And you got some black ass niggers screaming over at the police. And then, as soon as I mention race, she goes against the niggas that she's there and why she's provided a gun to go after the people and mention their race. Again, like, bro, like, the black man said it. Remember the video with the black man? He said, the black women, I can't fucking deal with them anymore. And he said it's just too rough, too hard. He said he's done with them. You listen to the way they talk about abortion. I want to play this clip. I'm going to have to put this on my soundboard here. This is something right here.
Especially for black men.
What's the difference?
I'm a black man that's been all around the world, and I don't date white, I don't date nothing outside of black and Latino, and I think black women don't got to the point where they don't became a little too rough.
A little too rough. And when you look at this black woman here, there's an ugly, rough black woman here. A very ugly, rough black woman. Very ugly. Very rough looking black woman here. All of them ugly. Look at all the niggas. All these nigger women are just ugly. Ugly, unattractive, working men-like jobs, behaving like men. But I imagine, on some hand, on one hand, these are probably her nephews. It could be her nephews. These are the people that she is. Look at the little niggas just riding all around. Look at them. Look at the black trash. None of these niggas live anywhere near here. I guarantee you, if they do, it's welfare. Some kind of affordable housing. But just like the black lady that lives around the corner from me, goes all the way to Virginia to shop, why can't the blacks build something? One neighborhood where they're willing to shop, where they own the grocery store, where they, or at least work in the grocery store, where they don't have to leave their neighborhoods. No one fucking wants them around. This is clear fucking proof. You'd have to be a sick motherfucker to want to go here when the police are out here telling you, get the fuck away. Look at all this shit. Why would the niggas want to be there? Look at all this shit. Why don't they go back to their neighborhood? Why don't they go back? And you got a nigga on the stream talking about, well, they just like nice things. Well, why can't they have nice things in their own neighborhood? He can't answer that. Their mind just can't fucking get them. Like, hey, nigga, if they like nice things, why don't they build it close to home? His mind couldn't get there. And then when I ran his ass right to the dead end, when I wanted to ask him about what he was forced to answer about race, he got off the phone. The bunch of chuckling and snickering and shit. They're not serious people. Even the best in them, the best amongst them. This is a nice guy. He's not serious. Yeah, he's just not very serious. He's a joking guy. He likes to joke, talk a lot of shit, watch sports and shit like that. But he can't be honest about the black problem. He can't be honest. Dolomite, here's the thing. Dolomite, it's unfortunate you had to deal with that foolishness yesterday. This situation connected so many pieces from multiple angles showing the web. Yeah. And here's the thing. And we about 5 years removed from George Floyd's birthday. Why he couldn't behave like I did last night? I ain't got a scratch on me. They didn't have to put their knees on me. Nothing. Right? Fucking, I'm here today. George Floyd in the ground. And you niggas, well, now you got a hero. Okay, kudos to you. But you niggas gonna have to answer that. For all of you niggas that want to criticize me, answer that question, nigga. Why are you celebrating George Floyd? Why is he not here and John Gaudi? What's the difference? Rayshard Brooks, why that motherfucker ain't here? But John Gaudi is. Right? You got to figure that shit out. They don't want to connect those dots there. So John, what he says to you one-on-one, he won't say around. You know, I mean, you know, it's just really fucking amazing. Yeah, you know, you know, speaking of that Dolomite, you know, I was reading something, it was about one of those New Orleans prisoners. I'm going to see if I can find it. And the comments were brutal. Oh, they were so brutal. But it was also true. It was also true. And I think I just passed it. And it really doesn't matter what she knew or didn't know. The outcome is still the same. And this is the problem with Black America. Look at this shit. The grandmother of one of the escaped New Orleans inmates has been arrested for sending her grandson money after he escaped. Maybe she knew, maybe she didn't know. Maybe he told her, he lied to her, said, Grandma, I'm out. Send me some money, Grandma, I'm still in. You can send it the new way now, send it on Cash App. And so they arrested her for aiding and abetting the felon. Maybe the bitch was up with it. You can't put it past a black grandma to be stupid and criminal-minded at the same time. Maybe she was with the shits and helped the nigga run, just too damn stupid to figure out they'd catch her black ass and charge her with a crime too. But it's a possibility that he just got his grandma tangled up in his bullshit. It's possible that she didn't know any better. And you read the comments, you can just see the tenor of blacks, and they're split 50-50. Maybe she didn't know, or maybe she's with the shits. But blacks destroy everyone around them. So I'm saying she got arrested for being a granny. That's why I'll free her. But then you'll see some of the other people say, and this is again how blacks think, this woman was given jail time merely giving money to her own family. No, that's not what she was doing. She was, in the eyes of the law, aiding and abetting the felon. And then they jumped to Brett Favre or whataboutism they found a white man to complain about. This is sad because how would someone say no to their grandchild in such a dire situation? But it is against the law too. And this person went on to ask Grok and AI Perplexity or whatever. And someone says he probably lied to her and said he got out early. Poor granny. Why didn't his dad send him money? And here's one that really hit home with me. I mean, the people are really hardcore here. Granny, probably the reason he was in there in the first place, spoiled, rotten man-child. So selfish he would risk his granny's freedom. This is the reward Granny gets for raising and spoiling grown-ass childish men. This is what I'm saying, man. People are very tired. People are very tired of the blacks, you know, and the people that aid and abet them. I was initially going to say they're wrong because seeing a grandmother in a mugshot. And here's a woman who had to put it all into context here. She initially wanted to start out against the police and was going to say they're wrong. They haven't heard a mugshot, but then she realized, wait a minute, these are rapists and murderers. And I'm a woman, and maybe they could rape and murder me. And finally, it sunk in with this one fucking nigga here. And on it goes. Her grandson should feel ashamed of himself. He probably told her he was released. And see, that is the thing. Like, I've been a landlord a long time. And it's the one thing that I've seen very little of in blacks is shame. How many times, you know, I told you I've gone in niggas' room to tighten up their bed. I've gone in niggas' room. I've seen niggas come out of the room, two homosexuals with a child while smoking weed. No shame. I've shown you the depravity, the depraved way these blacks live. Shame. And so calling for shame with these people, I mean, it's like a call into the wild here. You're just not going to be able to shame these people. This young man probably was a grandson, a teen, hanging out in front of some neighborhood grocery store somewhere that he wasn't wanted when he was a teen. And on the cycle goes. And for these people, for the blacks, I'm telling you, their future is very dim. They have to know it's very dim. We're getting to the point now where people are openly telling the blacks, we don't want you around. The blacks are trying to convince themselves that no, they're not just talking about blacks, they're talking about everybody, unattended children. Yeah, nigga, but you the only unattended children there at 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night. Like, nigga, ain't like that's just the most amazing part. And I should have asked the guy. He said that they don't want unattended children. I said, nigga, I should have said, nigga, have you ever seen an unattended 15-year-old white child? Or packs of them in DC? This shit don't exist. This shit don't fucking exist. And it's a masterpiece. Man, I've seen some old black women selling drugs, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I have to tip my hat to the blacks that can defend this kind of behavior. Well, here's LeBron James again. Just typical fuck. Again, this nigga built the school, and look at the school. Look.
Bryce James.
Nigga built the school. Nigga built the school. And look who his children go to school around. That's what I'm saying. The LeBron James of the world. Everybody, all them rich niggas, they build schools, but they want their children to go to school around white women. This nigga had just private tutors, didn't even send his child to school. He want his child to be around and socialize with these people. He doesn't want his children around niggers. This is a classic example. Look at this shit. This big fucking dumb basketball nigga. It's LeBron James bringing his black shit to the white school. Yeah, whatever the fuck he's doing. They got to bring their black shit to the white neighborhoods. Why didn't he build a black school? They got billions of dollars. He done took it out of the blacks. The blacks watching him every night. They've been cheering him on since he was in about the 5th grade. You don't send his children to no school, no niggas.
Bryce James.
But he's gonna get up here and act like one. What kind of sound is it? Like a jungle sound. And the white people laugh at that shit. You think a lot of black kids at this school? I think he went to Sierra Canyon. Let me see. All right. How many black kids? Okay. Dirty dude. Since you said a lot of black kids, I stand corrected. How many blacks you think go to that school with LeBron James' son? Right? Matter of fact, and then the next question would be, why didn't LeBron James send his son to the school that he fucking built? Huh? Yeah, I think LeBron's from Akron, Ohio. Let me see. I think LeBron, what's that nigga name? What's that nigga's name? Bryce James. Bryce James. Right, Bryce. Bryce James High School. You see, there's a lot of blacks at that school. Oh, shit. So it's a black school then. Okay. Okay. Let me see what school we went to. Sierra Canyon School in suburban Los Angeles. Okay. All right. Let me see. The dirty dude. Yeah. You saw a lot of blacks? Okay. All right. Shit, I stand corrected. Let me see what the demographics are. Here's what we're saying here. Full disclosure. A recent profile indicates that the school's population is 59% students of color, okay, and that they serve from 124 zip codes. A significant portion of the school's international program, Brazil, China, blah, blah, blah. 59% of color in California, that can mean a lot of things. Let's see what they're talking about here. Again, and my next question would be, the nigga built the school. Why would he send his child to this school? Any ideas? Mm-hmm. Why would he send his child to this school? Oh, they gonna show you. 50% white. That's a lot of blacks. That is a lot of blacks. Must be the hoopers. Must be the basketball hoopers. But why didn't they send it? Oh, just because they live in Cali? Okay, well, I'm sure he could have found a blacker school than this. I'm sure he could have. Right? Like 32%, nigga. And then I ask you then, why didn't he go live around the blacks? I bet you his neighborhood ain't 32%. Like he had to dig deep to find a school. This must be a fucking basketball school or something. See, is this a basketball school? Is that why is this motherfucker a basketball school? Let's see. Is this a fucking basketball school? I bet it. Oh, okay. It's just they do have basketball. Let's see. It says, is it a basketball school? Yeah, he won't send his kids to his school. We all know what happened in his school. Okay, so this is a pretty good basketball school because they won a state title. Okay, all right. And LeBron James was in. So this is a fucking basketball school. And I bet you that most of the players on the team are probably fucking black. It's probably black. I bet most of the players on the team probably are black too. Would you say this fair, dirty dude?
Well, happy Friday and welcome to California's capital. We're in Sacramento. Link excited to sing a line. Bryce Cofield. He's headed.
Did I heard his junior varsity?
Yeah, three niggas. That's two of his children right there. Like again, why don't they build something in their neighborhoods? Why don't he build a basketball powerhouse school instead of sending his children to the why don't he build one? Can't do it. You got to send his black ass, dumb ass children into the white neighborhood. He won't even send his children to the fucking school he built. Nigga, is it even worth building if it ain't worth your children going to? I refuse to believe he cares so much about Akron, Ohio, a place that he doesn't even live anymore. He built them a school when he sent his own fucking kids to the school, right? But like, can you imagine a white person with children building a motherfucking school, and then they say, "I ain't gonna send my children there"? What? You must not believe in it. Okay, maybe you run the racket. Okay, fair enough. You run the racket. Basketball school.
A canyon.
the building and went out, and where the kids were so.
Look at it. They love sports, entertainment, but they can't control the sports entertainment. They either spectating or playing. They can't own shit. They can't build shit. Think about this shit. I thought about this shit all my life. All these fucking niggers partying, bullshit together. And 10 of them, probably didn't take 10, depending on which 10, and came together and put their heads together and bought a team yet. Not one. Not the 10, not one group of 10. And this is what I once read something that said, if you put 10 groups of blacks, whites, and any other group on the island, back 20 years later, how would the island look? Everybody fucking knows. The black island would be fucked up. Barely improved from when the last time you left. And all the other groups would do some kind of improvement. This nigger here, right? Like, he can't even corral the rest of the niggers. He the king. Corral these niggas. Do something. Do something great, King.
Excited for it by name on the play. So
Niggas. Look at all black team. There's your 30%. They on the basketball. Skin and granny. Ski with. Have mercy. Injecting themselves into public spaces instead of building their own shit. They inject themselves into public space. No one wants them around. They just keep coming around, bro. They keep fucking coming around. And it just gets so tiresome, bro. Man, I was going to play this clip. Yeah, I play this instead. Look at this black ass. And they graduated all these honors. Nothing in there. Somebody said, yeah, I was talking about the pyramids this morning. Nigga, I've been to the pyramid. Man, listen. Niggas wouldn't last one day in a pyramid. Hey, nigga, you want to go live in the pyramids you built? One day. Ain't no fucking air conditioning, no Wi-Fi in that motherfucker out in the desert. I didn't even find particularly that interesting, to be honest. I saw so many fucking pyramids, I got tired of seeing fucking pyramids. I didn't even understand the point. Right, nigga, I can't even drink the water in this motherfucker. And you showing me fucking triangles, the fuck I care about this shit for. I can't even drink the water. I got sick in that motherfucker, right? While they building pyramids, they should have been drilling wells and shit to bore hole for water.
I'm just trying to get home. I already missed my flight.
Yes.
Get off the plane, bitch. Get him out.
Get that bitch out. Times are turning, nigga. People are so fucking tired of these motherfuckers, man. Like, it used to be you let this bitch just chimp out. Now people say, man, get this bitch the fuck out of here.
Everybody, please take your seats in the captain. Please.
Everybody get that bitch, get the fuck out of here.
Please take your seats.
Fuck out of
The
here.
police department is on the way.
Get the fuck out of here.
With us, don't worry.
Get the fuck out of here. They're gonna start whipping these bitches before it's over with. They're gonna start hog time, restraining these black bitches, hold their ass down. Like, people are getting fucking tired of this shit. Every fucking where you go, people filming it. This black bitch saying, well, what you doing? Well, you helping the community, bitch. It's so many people with cameras now. Don't even be worried about one person family anymore. Like, you can't stop it from getting out.
Right the fuck now.
Catch her outside. How about that?
She started to shit. No, she needed to drive her out.
And again, she got a luxury bag, Coach bag. You know, it's like putting a monkey in an outfit, a suit. They can have all the luxury shit, but they still ghetto motherfuckers within. They get on the plane looking like this, tats on their arms, luxury bags, but their behavior deep down in the ghetto, bro. Deep down in the ghetto.
Like you're getting me? Get that hoe off this plane right now before I go back there and beat her ass. No.
And threatening violence.
Get this hoe off.
Is what the black man said. The blacks have gotten too rough. The black women. We're going to have to get, if you need that softness from a woman, you got to get a Hispanic.
Plane right now. Didn't you just try to drag me off the plane? You know what? If I gotta miss my flight, this hoe gotta miss her flight too.
And that is the thing about blacks. Man, I can't tell you how many times I've experienced this shit. As a landlord, bro, it's like you heard me talk about the tragedy that comes oftentimes. And blacks will do some shit like this. They have nowhere to go oftentimes. Their lives are often rudderless. And so they said, well, fuck it, I'll fucking inconvenience you because fuck it, I ain't got nothing to do. It's just if I got to be off the flight, everybody's going to be late.
I get off the plane. You know what? If I gotta miss my flight, this whole gotta miss her flight too. So move, get my fucking flight. No, get my backpack first.
I got to miss my flight. This whole got to miss her flight too. They can't just take the L. They got to drag everybody down with them. Yeah, they fighting everywhere. They've evolved into kind of men-like people now, and this is not even woman-like behavior, bro. Like it's not even woman-like behavior, but it's almost exclusively black women, baby.
Get this hoe off this plane too.
Yeah. Get this hoe off the plane. Bitch got tats on it, titty, both arms, matted hair on her head, fat ass, big back. And all of that to just eventually do that. Why not just do that initially? Man, you know.
I'm just trying to get home.
I'm just trying to go home. When they took me to jail last night, bro, like, I've been in jail enough times, you know, like, bro, like, ain't no point in talking. Either you getting out or you not. Fuck it. Who the fuck I'm gonna talk to the police for? So you get in the car, you just fucking take the ride. And hope they process your paperwork as soon as possible. But I do know one thing. If you agitate the motherfuckers, they can slow your shit down. So when they came up to me, oh, we got to call him. Nigga, you don't lie with John Galt. You don't lie with John Galt here. You don't lie with John Galt here. You don't lie with John Galt here. Hold on. Hold on, you don't lie with John Galt here. Hold on, just want to make sure.
I'm on live.
Yeah.
I'm on live with John Galt, man. John Galt, man. How's it going, man?
Man, one day at a time, man. You know, we talk a lot about this, bro. Now, full disclosure, Lindsay, we got somewhat of a star to build. Can I call you a star? Can I say that?
I don't like to be characterized star, but
let's just say I'll let you say.
Let's just say I have accomplished a few things in my 50% of my life.
There you go. So more than 50%.
Let's say that I won't go. Star is pretty.
That's fair. A local star, right? You know, a local star. How about that, right? And you know, one of the things,
man, how you doing?
Man, what did that? You know, man, you know, people oftentimes think that you're grifting or whatever, or you know what grifting is, or putting on like a front when they hear me talking about black people. But you know me for a very long time.
I know you all your life. Randolph Park, kindergarten. That's how long.
And so, you know what? So when I'm talking about black people, you know, I'm coming from, you know, this is a lived experience. Would you say that's fair?
Oh, I would say that's extremely fair. I don't agree with all your stances, but yeah, you've definitely got the experience.
Well, let me ask you this. Well, what stance of mine do you disagree with?
I mean, I would say that I feel like you are extremely critical of us. And I know that's based on a lot of your experiences and what you've seen, and you know, this is the reason why. Okay, so
give it to me.
You went to an all black elementary school. You've been basically raised around all black. Like you've not really had any integration. You went to a black college, all black college at Tuskegee.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I followed you, man. You hung around, so you got that street element to you as well. So you know what I mean? I've gotta give you the experience factor. I can't say that, well, you don't know what you're talking about. But
I feel like you are extremely critical. Like, I feel like sometimes you don't really have the empathy for what blacks have endured. You know what I mean? Over throughout the years, how we have had to struggle to get where we are now.
Do you think large parts of the black struggle is what blacks do to each other?
I do. But initially, it was not like that. Is what I'm saying. You gotta go, hundreds, you gotta go years back prior to us and prior to our parents and their parents. You know what I mean? It's a huge the word I'm looking for here. Let's just say that it did not start off that way. It was kind of made that way by not only the oppressor, but just the way things were.
You think so? But we're talking about now, like, you know.
I understand that. Now, yeah, we do. I'll give you an example, and you tell me if you got a different stance on this.
All right.
I don't. It doesn't matter if it's Jewish people or Hispanic. Caucasian. No matter, Indian. Do you think that if someone up high a position and would bring someone into their company?
Hey, hold on. Are you talking into the phone? I may be losing you a little bit.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, this is better. Go ahead.
So I'm just using an example. If someone was of high status getting ready to hire someone into their company,
Mm-hmm.
we could say Indian, Hispanic, we could say Caucasian or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that black person is going to hire the other black the same way that the Indian will hire the Indian, or the Caucasian will hire the Caucasian, the Hispanic will hire the Hispanic? You tell me your thoughts.
Well, I think the Hispanics are going to hire Hispanics. More. Oh, you get a lot of feedback. Hold on, is that your phone or mine?
That's yours.
Oh, okay. Let me put you on here then. I think, man, the problem is blacks don't work well with each other, for whatever reason. Other groups tend to work better with each other. There also is a lack of black competence in a lot of areas where if you need to get something done, oftentimes blacks have tried to be too smart for their own good.
Yeah, but I don't want to lose sight of the fact that I want the qualifications for the black to be. I want us to assume that they are overqualified. But they're more than competent. They still would not get that same nod, is what I'm saying.
Well, but see, that's the way of the world. You understand? There's someone put in.
So then you agree. So then you agree that it's an uphill battle.
Well, I think it's uphill. It becomes an even steeper hill because, as I've been talking about today, we've been having teen takeovers, and the blacks have so destroyed their own neighborhoods that they go to other neighborhoods, white neighborhoods, to destroy them now.
Oh, yeah.
And so by the virtue of there being no black entrepreneurs to build up any businesses in these ghettos where these blacks live, and kids want to go and eat hamburgers and hot dogs and have fun, just like, you know, other black kids want to do just same as other white kids, I would imagine, in terms of having fun. And it's just not in their neighborhoods. And so now they're going to white neighborhoods, but they're bringing their black behavior. You know, they are black. And so, you know, blacks tend to hang out a lot, right? They may just, I'm just saying, like, you know, and I'm not saying anything's wrong with it, but the way black people hang out and white people hang out is totally different. Black people,
I agree.
Right?
I agree.
Black people want to hang out
in some areas.
Well, here's in this area where it matters. Black people want to hang out on the street corners. White people might go out in the woods. Right? Now, the problem is that weed is legal now in DC. Right? So now you got black kids hanging on the street corner smoking weed in front of a store. Well, that's not a very good inviting environment. So now the store says, hey, we don't want these black kids around. And it's strictly almost exclusively black kids.
Yeah.
And the problem is that the blacks want to say that it's youth, it's juveniles, but everyone can look and see that it's all blacks. Yeah, they're juveniles, but they're black. They're all exclusively black.
Well, let me chime in here. Those stores probably are 80% customer based black as well.
No, these are in white areas. This like, bro.
Why would black people or even young, old, or indifferent, why would they be in a white neighborhood smoking outside of a
it's like going to the
predominantly white customer based store?
It's just like going to the mall, right? You know how blacks have destroyed malls all over America, right? That's true, right? That's true, right? That's true. Hey, that's true, right? You don't agree with that? You don't agree with that?
You're crazy.
Hey, I want you to listen. I want you to listen to this. I'm gonna put you on speakerphone. I want you to listen to this. Make sure your headphones in good. I want you to listen to this. Listen to this. Wait a minute. Somebody said y'all can't hear this shit. Can you hear it? Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Oh, you heard it. Can y'all hear it? Let me play it. Let me play it. Okay, let me play a little bit of it.
I heard that 1,000%. Like, and I would have to agree. Have to agree with some of that.
You agree?
Yeah, I would agree with some of that.
Yeah, let me play it back for the people in the audience that said they didn't hear it. Oh shit! Maybe I'm not sharing my screen. Hold on. Let me share my screen. Damn it. Yeah, here we go. Let me for the audience here, so they know what you're saying here or what you listen to.
I don't date white. I don't date nothing outside of black and Latino. And I think black women don't got to the point where they don't became a little too rough. They're not as delicate, man.
What do you mean by that?
They just not as delicate. They're not as soft. They're not as feminine. It's like some of that old school stuff that I noticed my grandparents got. Black women are lost, and if you wanna feel that again, you gotta get a Spanish woman now.
God damn.
I'm not gonna agree totally. He had some point. Our women have grew to be stronger.
Oh shit. Go ahead.
I had to say, I don't even want to say more masculine, but it's because they've had to be.
Okay.
designed to, you know, lock our males up, then you've got a lot of women on the hand having to raise men. They've got to be stronger, and they're having to raise men.
You said the system is designed to lock black men up.
Man, come on, Nate. Now I won't totally say that that's the agenda, but come on, you got to know that the deck is stacked that way. You know about how the prison system is. You think it's all us is you think it's strictly us the reason why it's 80% black and things of that nature?
You know what I think it is, honestly, bro?
Tell me.
Like, I was in jail last night, right? And
go ahead.
And so I was in there with two guys, like middle age, right? Let's say, when I say middle age, I'm saying like in their 40s, right? And so one guy was up here. They have these housing schemes where he was living in an affluent white neighborhood, right? Nigga had three little dogs, or expensive dogs. This is what he was telling me and talking in jail, right? And
yeah,
he 40 years old. He come outside. He jiving with the police officer. Then a white police officer come up to him. You know, he dancing with a black police officer. A white police officer comes up to him, and he gets into it with the white police officer. Hence, he's in jail for making threats to a police officer.
Okay.
The other guy was in jail. I can't remember exactly where he lived, but basically he got into it with a police officer and they whooped his ass. Right? Now, I'm not saying this wouldn't have happened in the ghetto, right? But the one black man who lives in this white neighborhood behaving like he's in the ghetto, they're going to course correct that shit real quick. You understand? Right? Right? You understand? Like, you can go out here and, you know, cut the jig and talk shit to the police in the ghetto, but in the white neighborhood, they don't want to see their police being cooked, right? They depend on the police, right? You understand? And so by the fact that they came up with this housing scheme to put him up in a real nice apartment building, basically downtown, he still behaved like a nigger, but he lived downtown. And that shit is like oil and water. They don't mix. And it's just more of the examples I'm saying, like, putting blacks need to figure out a way to have whatever they want in their neighborhood, because people don't want them around. They definitely don't want their teens around, right? Would you say that's fair? If you saw a bunch of teens walking in your store, you'd be like, oh shit, they about to loot me today, right? Am I wrong though?
I mean, I'm not gonna say that because that doesn't happen as well. That's only in some areas.
But if you saw a bunch of black teens go into a mall in Birmingham, it's gonna be problems. There have been problems.
Yeah, in Birmingham. Yeah,
in Birmingham. I'm sure in Anniston, where we live, there's a reason why the mall wasn't in our hometown. It was in the white town, right? There's a reason why you lived in the white town. When you got you some money, you went to the white neighborhood, right?
Man, come on.
It's true, right? Am I wrong, right? Right? You didn't want to live anywhere near where you grew up.
That's only one side of it. You want to go somewhere where the if you buy a home, you're looking for it to appreciate and not depreciate.
Right.
Things of that nature.
And blacks, by and large, depreciate property values. Right?
But listen, that may be true. That may be true, but that's by design also. That's not by our actions. That's only by a small percentage of us.
But what percentage do you think that is?
But
okay, let me ask you
this. Small percent.
What percentage do you think that is?
Man, I would say very small, as opposed to like a white, but the white percentage would be higher.
You think so?
For people, yeah, you if the whites represent 70% of our population, right? Don't you think that it's more? And I don't want to use this as a derogatory term, but don't you think it's more white trash than it is your so-called quote unquote niggas?
Well, you know, we can talk exclusively about white trash. I want you to listen to this though first, okay? Listen to this. Listen to this.
The same thing.
Why don't blacks try to at least just clean up the neighborhoods? You know, like cast down your bucket.
It's not your neighborhood. It's where you live.
Listen, why don't blacks try to at least just clean up the neighborhoods? You know, like cast down your bucket.
It's not your neighborhood. It's where you live. That's what I'm saying. The point is you don't own that. As you just said, right? Kids are born in the ghetto, but they can't even get hired there because.
So I asked the niggas, I said, man, like, why don't blacks just clean up their neighborhood? And he said, man, it's not your neighborhood. Fuck, we're gonna clean it up for. In my neighborhood, the fuck I'm gonna clean it up for. And I think, man, that isn't the way that blacks think, bro. And if you think like that, you will destroy everything you come around. That's my thoughts on it, you know. And you know, like, how can you? Then that's a, you know, I ain't gonna say he's an intelligent nigga, but you know, he's a nigga that, you know, probably out here, you know, working and shit. And man, listen to this, bro.
I feel like this: if your job is not paying more than government will pay you, and if you got kids, you're a goddamn fool to go to work every day.
You heard that? That's the black mindset, bro. You probably never heard. You probably never heard niggas talk like this. Like, bro, that's probably 30-40% of blacks, bro. Listen to this.
A lot of, especially niggas that live in them big cities and y'all work every day. Go to my sister's house right now. 5-bedroom, 2-car garage connected to the house. I'm talking about big ass house. $25 a month. You working 3 jobs and your shit don't even look near her shit. If you had to pay for that, if you had to live, and then the neighborhood she living in, if you had to pay for that out your pocket with your job,
He's saying she live in a white neighborhood, nigga.
Yeah, that's
nigga, you gonna at least pay about at least $5,000 to $6,000. That's a 5-bedroom single family home in a rich in an upper class community.
How many kids your sister got?
8.
Right.
Oh, that's kind of still cramped.
And this nigga went on to tell these niggas, you niggas can't compete with that. You can't compete with that, nigga. You niggers. You sorry ass niggas can't compete with that.
So,
shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I feel like this. If your job is not paying,
played out. Man, and that's I think that's how blacks look at it, bro. And that's why their children go to the ghettos. I mean, go to white neighborhoods to bring them down.
But guess what happens though, Nate? Guess what happens in the grand scheme of it all? We definitely won't clean our communities up. No, we'll let it go dilapidated and houses get towed down. Then guess what? Here comes the gentrification. It's happening right now in Anderson. I know you've heard, right?
I hear the Mexicans are coming in.
Man, the Mexicans won't be able to hold a candle to what they got coming along. They're gonna 15th Street is probably gonna be like 10th Street used to be.
But you do understand, like the blacks just can't seem to get it together. Like 30, 40 years, this shit was dilapidated, and now it's coming along. Who's gonna do it? Take a listen to this, bro. Listen to this.
Oh, right, this shit's been stressful as fuck. I ain't gotta tell you that.
Yeah, but how much money do you have on you right now?
Yeah, I got $6 on me right now.
That's one more than you had last week. $6. Nigga had a law degree. Nigga had a law degree. Nigga, I had to go back to childhood when I only had $6. And man, when you see some, shit crazy, right? And see that, as I said, the week before you had $5. That's why I see it's one more than last week, my man.
I know, but what happened though? That you got to do a deep dive into what happened.
Man, I think the bigger thing is, as I said, like from what I've seen, and
I'm gonna have to say dope happened, right?
Nope. From what I've seen, bro, most of these blacks aren't smart enough to be lawyers. They go off and they get a law degree. There's a school that'll take the money for them. Hell yeah, come sign up. $100 a year, we'll charge you for it. Put a student loan on your head. But they're not responsible for them going out into the workforce. They're not lawyers, bro. At best, nigga might be a paralegal or a ghetto black lawyer. Remember Dr. Rogers in our hometown? Nigga was a dentist.
Yeah.
No.
Yep.
Dr. Rogers could do black people dentistry, but he couldn't fucking pull no. He couldn't go do dentistry for white people. Man, that shit would be that rough shot shit he was doing, yanking people teeth out and shit. Right? He was a poor man's dentist.
He would put golds in your mouth and everything.
He was a poor man's dentist. You understand? Right? He was a poor man's dentist. A poor man dentist, you might ask, well, instead of offering to give you implants, he'll just pull your fucking teeth out. Right? Your grandma probably had her teeth, some of their teeth pulled out. Rich people, a rich dentist dealing with people with money, he's putting implants in instead of just pulling their teeth out. And it's like being a slumlord. People call me a slumlord. Okay, well, I deal with slum ass niggas. What the fuck they want? Luxury appliances in this motherfucker? Right? Shit. Hell, they ain't got nothing but basic money. They basic niggas. They get a basic room, right? The fuck where did they get these expectations from? And this is what I'm saying is the problem. A lot of these expectations are brought on from them rubbing shoulders, living side by side with white people, but not understanding the roots of how white people have gotten to where they are versus the roots of where black people are where they are. And I think without this strong foundation, you got a whole bunch of blacks showing up in white neighborhoods, raising hell, because they've never built their own neighborhoods. They've never built one neighborhood themselves. 40 years we lived in Anderson, and like I hear it's Asian people own the gas stations in our neighborhood and shit like that. Like, where were the young black men that coming on them motherfuckers? Well, someone in the audience said, "Man, listen, I had, bro. You know what? Some of these beds, you have to put them together, right? You have to put a bed together.
Yeah.
You have to have like what they call a little Allen wrench to."
Yep.
Right.
You got to have multiple tools.
Right. But nowadays they sell them and they'll send you the fucking Allen wrench to tighten up the bed with.
Right.
Some of my tenants, and this guy was a Georgetown graduate. He asked me, he says, "Hey man, can you come over and tighten up the bed?" And so I get there to tighten up the bed, and he had a woman in the bed. I said, "Hey, get up. Let me tighten up this bed," right? And didn't even have the mindset or the mentality to tighten up his own fucking bed. You understand? Yet he thinks he's gonna be what a police officer. Nigga, you can't tighten your own bed, right? Listen, let me tell you something funny from last night, right? And this is what I'm saying, and it's gonna end up with black people getting killed, like putting these blacks who, oftentimes what I found, bro, I've been to Germany, right? You ever been to Germany before?
I haven't been to Germany. No.
Well, Germany.
I've been out of the country to several places, but never Germany.
Well, one of the things about Germans, you hear about the Swiss precision, Germans, some of those northern European countries, you get a Swiss watch and all that kind of shit. They're very precise people. German engineering, very precise. The trains run on time. Very precise.
I hear Germans love blacks though, Nate.
Well, maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know. But the bigger point I'm talking about is that they're very precise people. Hence German engineering, Audis, Mercedes, blah, 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 right? German guns, someone says, are solid too. So certain people are very good at certain things. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, here in America, if you are very good at certain, like Steph Curry is very good at shooting 3-pointers, right? He's very, very good at it, right? He put a lot of practice and effort into it to get good. He was right. And
his dad was a big time shooter.
Well, but his dad also taught him how to change his technique in shooting to make it onto the next level. That's that foundation. And you got a lot of these blacks out here talking about their lawyers and like, nigga, you're a first generation graduate. Your mama, your grandma just got out the sharecropping. And what the fuck are you gonna lawyer? Now maybe you're gonna be exceptional every now and then. There's a great one, there's a Johnny Cochran, but more than likely they're out of position. You understand? I tell a story here a lot of times, bro. You remember I used to play quarterback. Well, I probably was never going to be a quarterback in college or pro or anything, but that was a position I played, maybe like the 6th, 7th grade. I can't remember when I quit. So anyway, we was at Cobb Field one day, and they said they had a tryout, and they said, everybody line up and throw the ball. And the person that could throw the ball would be the quarterback. Now you play.
I remember that. We did it at the boys club.
Now you remember you play high level enough football to know that that's not a good enough way to analyze who's going to be a good quarterback. You do understand that, right?
Yeah.
Right. The person who can throw the ball does not make a good quarterback, right? That's often.
But at the end of the day, they want to know when you're little if you even know how to throw it. So that I think that.
Well, but again, you have to be taught how to throw the ball properly, right? Everybody know how to throw a ball, but to properly throw it, your hip motion, all that kind of shit, how to hold.
But again, we talking about Pee Wee League. They gonna look to see if someone's been practicing with you prior to you coming to play organized ball.
Well, I think that you very well could be correct, particularly in these days and times. But I think that, to me, I always look like, damn, the person that can throw the ball the farthest. And now you see, even today in the NFL, where they talk about quarterbacks and they be like, hey, he can throw the ball. Remember Vince Young and Dante Culpepper, them niggas throw the ball a long way, but they couldn't make good decisions where they were going to throw the ball. So it didn't really matter how far they could throw it. They couldn't make a good decision where to throw it. And I think that's kind of the position that blacks find themselves in. Yeah, now a lot of them are quarterbacks, but a lot of them aren't that good.
Well, you can't really put a limit. Like I'm going back to how you started this conversation when you said that if your parents are sharecroppers, then you need to make the next progression to just being able to. Yeah, you can't put a limit on how far people can go because of their race.
Well, I'm not saying that. But I guess what
I'm just saying, look at you. You a prime example yourself.
But what I'm saying is
that's like you saying you're not gonna go and restore brownstones in DC and have ties in New York and things of that nature just because your daddy sold weed on Brown.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. You ever heard Donald Trump's story? Donald Trump's story. Yeah, I know what you're going to say, but I want to see if you've heard this part of it.
I mean, yeah, I've even seen the autobiography, the documentary of Donald Trump.
So so Donald Trump's father did affordable housing, low class, working class housing, and then Donald Trump wanted to go to Manhattan, and he wanted to build a building out of glass. His father mostly built brick or wood buildings. And he dissuaded Trump from doing it. But Trump said, I've learned a lot from you. I feel like I could have built a house at 8 years old just by listening to you. I want to go to the big city. Most people don't know the story of Trump's father and how, he didn't start out building luxury housing. And, I think that is just when I say you're a sharecropper, I'm not limiting you, but what I'm saying is that a lot of people try to jump a lot of steps without the foundation up under them to make that leap, right? You know, do you know one of the big things about law school that I never knew? And I was tempted to go to law school. Do you know what a rainmaker is?
No.
So if you go into law school, you want to graduate from law school, if you want to work for a law firm, you have to be a rainmaker. A rainmaker there was a movie made about it by John Grisham.
Oh yeah, I do know what a rainmaker is.
Right?
Yes,
You know,
sir.
you got to make it rain, nigga. Like a stripper in the
Right.
club, right? But
ahead.
let's use a stripper in the club, right? A stripper go in the club, she got to make it rain, or they're gonna replace her, correct?
Yes.
Right, they're gonna replace her. A lawyer go into a law firm, a corporate law firm, he got to make it rain. He got to bring clients in. Well, if he doesn't know anyone, if he doesn't have a network, his father didn't know anybody, his father was just a regular old guy, whatever, and now he's found himself to be a lawyer, he's probably out of place for being a corporate lawyer because he's not going to be able to make it rain. He doesn't have the connection. The guy whose father was a lawyer, and now he wanted to follow in his father's footsteps.
It's gonna pass down the clientele and the whole nine.
Now you understand where the fuck I'm going with this, right?
Yeah.
So I had a good girlfriend, and she was hired at a law firm, big law firm. Her father was a vice governor of some island in the Caribbean. I can't remember. They hired her because she could make it rain. They had clients in Virgin Islands. But she knew she was going to have to keep making it rain, even once those clients ran out. And so she did what a lot of the blacks do. They go to the government. Now she's a government lawyer. And they're not building wealth by just congregating in the government, being government lawyers, trying to do things that they really can't get anyone outside of the government to pay them to do. Like, most people aren't going to hire a fucking black lawyer, right? Like, you're not. The government will. I ain't hiring one, you know. Like, someone just mentioned Patel grocery stores. Do you know what a Patel is?
That's the Indian. It's the Indian brand name.
Mm-hmm. It's a family name, actually. Why do you think? Why do you think they're so successful in owning all them fucking motels and Dunkin' Donuts and whatever the fuck they own?
Well, I think number one, they hire their own.
Yeah, they got
to help run the business.
Yeah. Do you think you could start up a business hiring your own people?
Yeah, I think you can be successful hiring your own. I've done it, but it's gonna take a certain kind of us. Like you've gotta pick and choose whom. Like you gotta have somebody that's versed in whatever field you bringing them in.
Well, what I'm saying is that I don't even think. I think blacks are having even a hard time running things like clubs today. They can't, like, you ran a club.
Yeah.
Like, if I were to give a club to, if you just gave here's a very good example. If you gave that club that you ran to average nigga, how long you think they were running?
If they don't have the right people in place, it won't even last a year. Maybe not even 6 months.
Not even 6 months. And so one of the things I think the problem is that, you know, you see it kind of in what we talked about in these team takeovers. Most of the blacks and, you know, that could run it, they moved on. They say, man, I would run a club, but I rather just work a job instead. Fuck all the headaches. Right? That's right? So the Pajeets and the Indians come in, they say, well, fuck it. If you don't want to do it, I'll do it. So, bro, around the corner at the Popeyes, around the corner from me, at the corner of Malcolm X and Martin Luther King, so you know what kind of neighborhood that is. You know what kind of neighborhood that is.
Hey, MLK in any city, MLK, the west side, any west side or MLK street in any city is gonna be rough. I don't know why that is, but
it's gonna be what?
That is a known.
Well,
that may go into. I know that plays a lot into what your whole push is.
No, I'm in the poor area.
Hey, me saying that I gotta watch my words because that plays right into your wheelhouse.
But see, I'm in the poor area, right? I'm right around the corner from Malcolm X and MLK. And at the intersection of Malcolm X and MLK is a Popeye's chicken. And I went in there one day. I don't eat that shit, but I went in there one day just out of curiosity to see who was working there. And all outside are nothing but black men standing up, nigga. So that means they can work. They're not in wheelchairs. They're not on scooters, mobility scooters. They're standing up, hanging out, milling about. And I go into Popeyes and Malcolm and Martin where all these black men are hanging around. And that video is on the stream. Hispanics, 2 blacks, the rest Hispanics at a Popeyes. And I'm saying, bro, if blacks can't even work at Popeyes in the ghetto, then like this is why they are flooding into other neighborhoods because there's nothing in their own neighborhoods for them anymore. And now people in the other neighborhoods are saying, we don't want you here. Man, bro, you should have seen how many police. It's like a fucking battalion of police just to ward off the young blacks. And, you know, my thing is, shouldn't the blacks be embarrassed that people don't want you around, yet you keep showing up? Is that not embarrassing? Huh?
Oh, man.
Man, if you had a woman that was doing that, kept showing up, you kept saying, hey, I'm gonna call the police on you. And she just kept showing up. That'd be fucking
hey, I can't. You say you be fucking with McBride?
Man, I ain't talked to him in a minute, but we have to talk, man. Man, we gotta do some business together, man. I've been telling y'all for the longest. You know, I got some dope, boy. I be selling that dope online too to these motherfuckers.
Hey,
you gotta catch me online sometime. I be selling that dope right here online.
Listen, I've been following you, so I know you. I know you got the. You've been renting the rooms and supplying the product for them and the whole nine. I said, man, this guy here, man, you done went to the limit, man.
Hey, did you hear about the dead nigga that in my room in my house, man?
No, hell no.
Oh, I gotta find that one for you. I gotta find that one. Let's see. Damn, let me see. I gotta play that one for you. Let's see. Where is it? I'll play this first. Listen. Yeah, hello?
Hey, what's up, sir? How are you?
Who is this?
This is Detective Ryder from the city police.
And what are you calling me for?
There was, hey, sir, listen.
I'm just asking you. What are you calling me for? Now, I'm just asking you. What are you calling me for?
Oh, you're the landlord, right?
What are you calling me for? I don't fuck with no police. What you calling me for?
Okay, sir,
I'm just asking you. Just answer the question. What you calling me for?
I just told you, somebody. Sir, there's no need for that. Okay,
Yeah,
sir,
that's what I'm asking you a question. What you calling me for?
All right, put myself completely. Okay.
All right.
You're gonna listen.
I'm just
You're gonna talk.
Yeah. Go ahead.
All right. My name's Sean. I'm a detective from the city police from the homicide unit. Because my understanding is that you own 160 up.
Homicide.
Yes, I'll explain all that. My understanding is that you own 160 Upsole. I was calling you to let you know found deceased in the basement.
What? A dead brother? Dead body? Oh, okay. All right. And is the nigga the black man?
Yeah, it was, sir. Is that who was running? It was an African American gentleman with what looks like an amputated foot.
Yeah.
Does that sound like it was?
Yeah. You said the nigga foot was amputated. Damn. Yeah. That sounds like nigga.
Did he say he was homosexual?
No, he said what the fuck he said? He said nigga had an amputated foot. Foot was amputated. Damn.
Oh, his foot was amputated.
Yeah. That sounds like nigga. Yeah.
Okay. What?
Say what?
What's your name?
What? Anyway, and that was that, and we lost him there, but and there was always this. Mm-hmm. 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 I wish I could show this shit.
Yo, my man. Yo,
shit.
What the fuck, yo? Yo, is this nigga dead? This nigga dead? Hey, yo, my man.
Yeah, I wish I could show this. Oh man, I wish I could show this shit. Let me see. Oh man, let me call my buddy. Anyone want to hop the panel? Put the link in the chat. What's up, Woody? What's going on?
Your call has been forwarded to.
This nigga wanted this room. See it all again. Yeah. Let me go. I'm going to discuss a little strategy online, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to discuss a little strategy online. She answered the phone and see what she said. I'm going to tell her, look, we going up on all the blacks, period. All the blacks. It's time to go up on the blacks. All the motherfuckers.
Your call has been forwarded to an automated.
We're going up on all the blacks. Going up on all the blacks. Second, what the fuck is this? Yeah, we're gonna go up on all the blacks here. And we're gonna show you online how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna show you. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh, did I show you the crash out? Oh, let me see.
Hi, you've reached the voicemail of Chris.
Damn, that nigga answer the phone there. Get this one call.
Your call has been for.
Damn. Where is it? I thought there was something recently. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah. You guys remember this shit right here? We covered this shit.
Do y'all remember Talvin Osborne? Yeah. I think this happened about a year ago. It was a black male who had been unalived by his white girlfriend. The girlfriend's name was Hannah Cobb. Now, this was the second story in probably like 2 to 3 years that had the same start and ending, including posts on social media.
Oh, shit. Am I not sharing the screen? Damn. My bad. Oh, damn. All right, here we go. Who is somebody responding to this shit? These niggas big mad. Big mad. Nigga, be big mad, nigga.
That steps for losers, man. I don't get involved in that stuff, but
George Shaw Milligan rolling out.
That's a good question.
Brandon, we can't ask Rashad.
Hey, Rashad.
Yeah. This is from WRD for the woman in a Burke County, bro. The suspect in a Burke County fatal, let's run that back. Waynesboro, Georgia. The suspect in a Burke County.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Anyway, Tilbo reckons what the fuck his name is, cleared of all charges.
Assalamu alaikum. Thanks, appreciate it. Slave. Well, she blew him away, okay? And guess what? The suspect in a Burke County fatal shooting won't be facing charges, a grand jury has decided. This just in, people, like yesterday. District Attorney Jared Williams told News 12 on Friday that a grand jury returned a no bill for Hannah G. Cobb, who was arrested on February 25th on a charge of felony involuntary manslaughter in connection with the fatal shooting of her boyfriend, Telvin Osborne. The case was presented to a grand jury on April 24th, but the grand jury decided not to pursue formal charges. That doesn't necessarily mean formal charges can't be filed later. But Williams appears inclined to follow the grand jury's lead. As the grand jury has spoken, the case is closed, he said in a statement. The Burke County Sheriff's Office is bracing for possible trouble as a result of the grand jury's decision. The agency posted on Facebook late Friday. We are aware of rumors circulating on social media regarding potential rioting in Waynesboro tonight following the grand jury's decision to issue a no bill in the case involving Hannah Cobb and the death of Telvin Osborne. It is important to understand that the grand jury is a...
Hey, there you go right there. No fucking bill. All that energy these motherfuckers put into talking about this shit on YouTube. And no fucking bill. He love white people and shit, you know, shit. He probably wouldn't have wanted that woman to go to prison on his behalf. Shit, he loved that woman. So, wait a minute, somebody said what? Somebody, I want to respond to one of these Airbnb messages too. You see Michelle Obama trying to speak in there. She said she's trying to say, I can see that she probably trying to talk him into getting these blacks in more positions so they can change the rules. So we can have to rent to more blacks. Airbnb is going away with the new rules. They said I can't see it. Man, I tell you, here's the thing. Like, it's all these, you know, and I talked about it the other day. You'll see something like this. Look at this shit right here. In the Airbnb business community, locals are a euphemism for blacks, right? And so you'll see 80 comments here. This is why you don't rent the locals. And so on and so forth. No local guests. Really never rent the locals. Not local guests. What are some of the negative effects? Locals equal black. It's their, you know, it's the term that people use in exchange in place of blacks. And so local use. Yeah, sometimes it'll be those two. And so I think that that's a hard thing to solve for them, to be honest with you. Because if you're an up and coming Airbnb guest, host, you have to if you're an Airbnb guest, a host, and you're just starting out, you want to, you know, be kind of loosey-goosey with your standards, particularly if you don't have a high end. So the locals will more or less swarm around your listings. And so that ends up, I wonder if there are any videos of this.
I was telling you about a neighbor, a friend of ours, who has a Airbnb across the street at his parents' old house. And he told me, he said, the thing I learned is you never, ever do an Airbnb with somebody who's local.
Yeah.
Because why are they not sitting at our house? Now there's extenuating circumstances like a flood or something like that. But if they're coming in just for the weekend, they come to your house to party. And he had his whole house trashed because they came over to party. So there's a lot. As a matter of fact, you could probably go out there to Reddit or some of these other boards and stuff and ask people who have.
Well, some of your hottest Airbnbs are in places that are for those, like I think in Nashville, being the bachelor and bachelorette capital of the U.S., right? You know, every Airbnb there is going to stay with a group of people coming there for one purpose, to have a good time.
And that is the case here. Someone said Michelle Obama with the Michelle Obama what? Airbnb, I bet they're probably trying to change the rules or something. Obama Airbnb. What?
You know, I have to say, Brian, if I'm a single girl out there and I find out that Brian Chesky is single and I can like stay in his house,
Here she
have
goes.
you ever?
Go right,
Have
right
you
to the relationship,
ever-
Brian. You don't have to be feel
No,
pressured.
but we've never talked about
He
this.
just
Have you-
got here.
Have you
Her,
ever?
her and her husband have tried to set me up before, so this is
I'm very invested
Yeah,
in
I appreciate
Brian's love life. But
Wait.
so you've never met anybody that way? Have you found?
No.
You know, I have to say, Brian, if I'm a single girl. You know, I have to say, Brian, if I'm a single girl out there and I find out that Brian Chesky is single and I can like stay in his house,
Here she
have
goes.
you ever?
Right to the.
Would we be changing our answer?
Oh yeah. Because when you grow up in the neighborhood, at some point you got to fight somebody just to be able to
Yeah, my
stay
bad,
outside.
there was
a girl.
Absolutely true.
You know?
And you had to stay outside because your mama put you outside. So go outside till
Damn, this shit got more dislikes than likes. Jesus Christ, talking about a ratio here. Jesus Christ.
it get ready to get dark and then come back in because there's no space. And this girl, Bedina, I used to fight. I mean, she used to, see there? She used to fight me. She used to beat the crap out of me. And my brother, I remember I broke my thumb and I had a cast on and he said, you got superpowers.
Oh, this shit's kind of boring. God damn, I can't believe how many people? 180,000 people sit down and listen to that shit. That's fucking boring. Anyway, I didn't mean to play that. Sorry. Anyway, I went off on a little bit of a rant today. I was trying to see if what happened with the Navy Yard last night. If the teens did anything. Let's see. Navy Yard teens. Some point I gotta go get my scooter. Shit, they impounded my fucking scooter last night. It look like news is monitoring this shit. Okay. What was last night? Last night was what, Sunday? What's today, Sunday or Monday? Monday. Today's Monday. Okay, here's what I guess the latest news.
And happening now, a youth curfew is in effect at the wharf until 5 a.m. Any unaccompanied minors will be asked to leave by police, and if they refuse, they could be arrested. Now, this comes after several incidents there and at Navy Yard, which does not currently have a curfew. 7 News' Liana Golden is asking those who live and work in that area if they think that should change.
Well, it was right here outside the Navy Yard metro station where last week we saw huge groups of teens fighting and storming into nearby businesses, the kind of activity that prompted a youth curfew over at the wharf, which is private property. But this is under the city's jurisdiction and would require approval from council. And folks around here think it's time for some new rules. As you can see, there's already an increased police presence here tonight.
Yeah, I live around here.
Something needs to be done.
Navy Yard locals Kathy Fowler and Logan Henderson are fed up with this. The so-called teen takeovers in public spaces that have put people on edge.
Some of these kids need to be in the house.
And that's the goal over at the wharf this weekend, where a youth curfew is in effect until Tuesday. So I asked people, do you think there should be a similar curfew here at Navy Yard?
It should be a curfew, period. And the reason why I'm saying that is because there's too much violence going on with the younger generation.
Even Saturday afternoon, 7 News noticed 2 instances where you can see a group of juveniles gathering on the street and a Metropolitan Police officer approaches to disperse the rowdy groups.
I think, yeah, obviously anywhere where there's serious, community safety threats or concerns, yeah, a good police presence is helpful to sort of keep things under control.
There was an MPD unit in just about every direction you looked, but still, Fowler says it's hard to keep the peace without an official curfew in effect.
I most definitely want to.
You see what I'm saying? Like these blacks have no answer. Now, one time, when she said, why don't they go back, and her included, why don't they go back to their neighborhood? They don't live here. How many times have we heard blacks try to explain away drug dealing in their neighborhoods by saying, either the drug dealers don't live there or the people that buy drugs don't live there? Well, these blacks don't live here. Why don't the blacks call for these blacks to be sent back to their neighborhood? I think the blacks feared the answer or the response to that. But now one time when they said, wait a minute, none of these kids live anywhere near here. Why are they here? What is the reason that they're here? Why do they need to be around white people so much?
Because we're trying to save our kids today, not lose them.
She says no matter how much leaders and lawmakers try to get a handle on the situation, it often comes down to the parents. She says it's on them to know where their kids are and know they're not causing a scene here in the streets.
I mean, I guess you almost can't blame the kids. Do the kids want to be around motherfucking dead bodies and shit? I can't blame the kids for not wanting to be around dead bodies. I can't blame them. But the onus is on the kids, parents, to find something for them to do where they are wanted. Right now, these little black kids are not wanted. Right? And I know it's hard to say. I've had 2 blacks on the phone here. Neither one of them could say it. But they're not wanted. LeBron James, the nigga built a school that didn't even send his own children to a school around blacks. That's as clear a message as it gets. Anyway, so hoping one of these blacks call me back quickly. Give me 1 minute. What's today? Monday? Yeah, Monday. Anyway, very interesting. I got a couple things else to share here. Go to my page. Someone saying the army. No, they need to just keep them in their neighborhood, put their ass in jail. Something to it may work. I've been talking about this graduation season over and over and over and over again. And I don't know what it is about this here, but this is rather interesting to me. Yo, I bet that ain't no more than like $1,000. And niggas got a goat out there. And again, this is high school graduation or prom or something, King prom. These people are going all out for more or less meaningless events here. And with the golden toe. And you know, they're doing this in their community, it looks like. But again, all this money spent on goats and bullshit. Why not open up a damn community system, whatever the hell your children need to keep them from being responsible? Look at these blacks. Jesus Christ, man. Like, what in the actual fuck is this? Like, why do they have to go all out like this?
Come on, you gotta put that smile on.
Fucking hell. With them ugly ass fucking baby lashes. Right. I don't. Anyway, guys, I think I'm all tapped out. I need to go get my scooter here, guys. Impounded it here, so I gotta get over here, pick up my scooter. By the way, yo, let me send a shout out there. I think who's the guy? Who's it? Dante Irving, and the Broke Genius, and Dolomite, and Lindy Lou, and everyone else that supports the channel. Really much appreciate it. Very much appreciate it. Thank you very much. You guys always support our lovely editor, Portia J. $20 a day. I'll be here. I'll look through the chat for a few minutes while I finish this beer. And then I'll give you back here on Memorial Day. What are you guys doing for Memorial Day, by the way? Barbecuing? What? Let me know what you're doing. Show us, because they really don't know the option. They have money. Yeah, you know, man, I really want to do a stream about that. About, you know, money, and where I think what I think some of the biggest problems are, you know, with blacks and money. I mean, not the conspicuous consumption, but they overthinking things, you know, coming up with all these. You know, I see Q Butter sometimes talking about STEM and shit like this, and I'm like, bro, like start at the ground. You know, those kids probably not going to be, you know, trailblazers in STEM, but there are a lot of things they can do. Like, focus on that. Matter of fact, you know what I am interested in seeing here? Sometimes I go and I just like looking at the topics of what the blacks are talking about, or people in general are talking about. Let me go to YouTube. Man. I saw Be Brave was live early this morning. Yo, speaking of that, Portia will tell me about what's going on with CT over there. Yeah, I gotta do that, Portia. I need to change it. Man, let me see if this is it. Not filter, right? No, it's not that. Okay. Not that. I'll probably go back to my other camera if I can't figure this shit out. Yeah, what was going for you guys that follow the whole CT shit? What was going on with CT there? I see there's a bunch of people reacting to that. Brightness. I have to figure this shit out. Yeah, I have to figure this shit out, Portia. Yeah. Somebody said he's demonetized. Okay. I've been renting their horses cheap. Those horse and carriage rentals. Oh, it wasn't cheap. Yeah, you know, man, like. But what you see these blacks spend on birthdays, proms, and graduation, they could probably start a fucking business right there. If their mind was, you know, so situated. But they're just not interested in those things. And they end up having to go to everyone else's neighborhood to consume the things they enjoy. And, you know, it's just kind of interesting that the Navy Yard and the wharf did not build anything for them. You heard my friend on the phone. He was saying that they got rid of the McDonald's to get rid of the blacks. That's very, very interesting. Yeah. You know, let me call this guy back, see if he still wants his room, man. He's like probably fucking broke. Go up on that nigga. Stanley still alive here? What's Stanley talking about?
$2,000, 2001. And my father was like, well, you know, drive back at least a
I think I'm
piece
about
of
to
the
go
ways.
control Stanley.
So I'm fucking, and it was a brand new Mercedes at the
Yeah, I'm gonna go
time.
control
You
Stanley.
know, it was like a
In the movie,
class. It wasn't like a
yeah,
super
Stanley over
expensive,
there.
but you know,
Notice
all
this,
Mercedes
I'm
are.
gonna for a bit.
If you know somebody who drive a truck, I bet you he done had a relationship with a lot lizard. All these truck drivers love these lot lizards. I promise. Lot lizard, come on baby, get inside the truck. Lot lizard, put your head down and ass up. Lot lizard, call me $40 just to fuck. Lot lizard, twerk, 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 twerk. And she at the truck stop, walking with her butt out, and she got her stomach out, and she only come out when the sun out. She's a lot lizard. She's a lot lizard. He can be your boyfriend, cousin, husband, daddy, brother. It don't even matter if he driving trucks all around the country and he making money. I bet you he fuck a lot lizard. Come on, baby, get inside the truck. Lot lizard. Put your head down and ass up. Lot lizard. Call me $40 just to fuck. Lot lizard. Twerk, 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 twerk. Twerk, 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 twerk. Twerk, 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 twerk. Lot lizard. Twerk, twerk.